It's confirmed, scholars. Bungie is turning Marathon into Arc Raiders. Let's check it out together, shall we?
I missed a gaming counselor, here to spread the cheer. Join me on this adventure, where gaming wipes away the tears.
You know what they say. If you can't beat them, become them. Because that's what Bungie is doing. Bungie is turning Marathon into Arc Raiders, and I am here for it. It is so hilarious. There's some poetic karma. For the past year, we've heard the insufferable annoyances that are the Bungie ball fondlers talk about how hardcore Marathon is, or how bad Arc Raiders is, and it's casual Friday Arc Raiders. And now Bungie is making Marathon casual on multiple fronts. By the way, I saw this the moment they started doing free, kit experiments. It's like, we're doing a lot of experimenting in a game that's a full release. It almost feels like you're experimenting on a early access game, kind of like how Tarkov did when it was developing itself. Okay, enough pissing off all the Bungie ball fondlers. Let's get to the nitty-gritty here. There's a lot of good changes here. Even though I don't play this game, I as someone who played the alpha and the beta, there's some really good fucking changes here, and I do think it will help. I don't think it will change anything, though. I don't think it's going to change the course of the game, and for two main reasons, maybe three, but we'll start with the two that are, we can all agree on this. One, the art is divisive. It doesn't mean it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. A lot of people say it's bad. A lot. But it's very divisive. The art, the design, it's all divisive. Secondly, a lot of people fucking hate Bungie. And it won't change. PvE and making it more Arc Raiders won't change shit in that regard. Reputation and art design are two of the biggest things that are going to hold this game back. We can all agree on that because it's already been, front and center. Doesn't mean the changes they're doing is bad. Well, depending on what side of the Marathon community itself, we went from Destiny versus Marathon community versus each other, and now we're back to the Marathon community eating itself alive, because there's people that are Wing this, who were also unironically the ones saying how, hardcore, and they loved how hardcore Marathon was, even though it's becoming more casual now. By the way, if you didn't see this a mile away from the statement from Sony, I knew immediately that they were going to casualify this game to make it no longer as hardcore. They were going to find some way to get more people to buy into this game. It was going to happen. If you didn't think it was going to happen, you lived in a fairy tale that is not going to come true. But let's kind of go through some of these things, and we'll look at some of the responses. The short version, the TDLR. These are like the main things that they talked about, because it goes on. There's a lot of information, right? There's a lot of things that they learned that we could have told them a long time ago. There's a lot of words, but here's the gist of it. With the first season of Marathon, we've created a strong core community. Yes, this is factually correct. The dudes that aren't, trying to make a joke and I don't want to, because it's just at this point you're beating a dead horse. Let's be honest. A population that's lower than Destiny 2 at this point. Yes, that's impressive. Nothing to go home and tell your mom about. We're embarking on a multi-season journey built around growing from the seed of the strong community. I'm sorry, you're doing what? The seed? You're farming the seed of the community? Is that slang for you're gonna milk them dry, like for money? We're looking to solve some pain points for players, make the game less grindy, more this was something that people complained about, and all the Bungie bros, or the Marathon bros that actually were like, that's the point. That's great. We love this. Casualified, making improvements to the UI. Because that was also something people complained about during the beta, which again, Marathon bros were like, there's nothing wrong with the UI. Casualified, matchmaking, game meta, and playing a solo duo. Ooh, they're focusing on solo play. Remember when people were like, the game is not meant for solos? Casualified, smoothing out onboarding, which was actually something that was, fair. Most people agreed the onboarding kind of sucked. But again, the argument that you were met with is this is an extraction shooter, which I will argue. I think Tarkov also has like a hard, hardcore, and you just get thrown into a map, right? You get thrown into a map, and I think it's pretty challenging. It doesn't tell you shit. It doesn't even tell you like the different bullet types, like the bandages. You're on your own. And I played it. It does give you some basics, but it's still a hardcore extraction shooter. Adding new fun and mind-bending content. Mind-bending content. Yeah. Okay. New updated zones. Woo. Is it going to be night mode? Runner shells, new combatants, weapons, loot, and more. This won't change anything. This won't change anything on people's opinions. This is more for the people that already love the game. This is for them. This is not for anything that's going to bring anyone to the game. Let's be honest. Building systems to make progression more interesting. That will make people more interested. We want to build more survival experiences for different moods. Like if you want full sweat or lean back. Man, it's almost like Arc Raiders has a system like that where you can go full sweat or you can lean back and chill. Oh my man. It's like Marathon's becoming Arc Raiders. Exploring more pure PvP, PvE, PvP light. What the fuck is PvP light? Gambit? Like what? What is PvP light? Is it just you and one other bro on the map? Like, yo, what's up? 1v1. Continuing experimenting with experimental cues to learn more. So more early access kind of things. Cool. Other highlights. We're bringing back duos for season 2. We're testing some experiments in season 2 around PvE and PvP light modes. We're going to jump straight to that. We're expanding the max size your vault. Wow. We're talking about season 2 content like Night March, the new cradle progression system, the Runner Shell Sentinel, the week of May 25th. Isn't it crazy? When is this being released, by the way? Is this being released before the Destiny update? Holy shit. 3 months later. There's a lot of fucking fluff here. Okay, before, I don't give a shit. As we move towards bringing those ideas, we brought together a team to make a social survival experience. I find it really funny because when you came together, there was no social. There was no, like, proximity chat. So how the fuck do you make a social survival experience when even your content creators were beating you upside the head about, hey, proximity chat? Interesting word of, choice. Everything is potentially dangerous. Preparing is important. Every run moves you forward. Bigger risk, bigger reward. Use your judgment. Surviving patterns. So typical extraction shooter. Great. I'm glad you knew building those concepts. You knew the basic concept of an extraction shooter. So proud of you. So very, very proud of you for doing the bare minimum when making an extraction shooter. Understanding what you're making, though you introduced invisibility and self-res kits, which, by the way, most of your community fucking hates. So that's not even like a bad statement that would piss them off. Most of them agree. Why the fuck would you introduce that? Especially, it's not like you had a game where invisibility has been a problem for 11 fucking years. But hey, oh my, I don't work at Bungie. They know better than the people that play the game. in this case, I'm talking about my experience on the alpha beta, right? Which is being honest, because I'm not touching this game anytime soon. Even with experimental PvE, that shit needs to be a full thorough mod. Like I guarantee that shit. Even then, I don't know if I can get past the art design. Is so awful. The gunplay's fine, but it was just what went well. Let's see. We launched Cryo Archive, our first endgame map in rank mode, and someone caused everyone to be pissed off because of an exploit that we didn't protect. You know, we didn't do our job to make sure that the endgame map that we created was done correctly, because, you know, even though we have 11 years of experience with a community that loves to get out of bounds and, you know, take advantage of exploits, we did absolutely nothing to protect our new players from that experience. We launched our experimental queue. We tackled a variety of balance patches, hotfixes. I think this is what pissed people off the most. Like, this shit, if this was Destiny, I think this is a little too loud. Sorry if it's been cooking. I don't know if it's too loud or not on your end. It is to me, but if this was Destiny, I'd be pissed the fuck off. Like, it's not even like, it feels like every other week there's a balance because someone bitched about something. Like, that shit is annoying. So I imagine how it feels, especially since Tarkov doesn't do that. I don't even think Arc Raiders does that. They wait until wipe to do it. With each release, we've been learning and getting better at understanding the needs of our live game operation. You didn't have 11 years to figure that out? What we learned. Oh, Marathon is overwhelming to learn. Huh. Remember when people said just get good? Huh. Marathon for new players can be overwhelming experience. After a short tutorial, you're often thrown into the fire to learn. I mean, Tarkov is the same way. Like, what this tells me is we're not going to be able to make it as a hardcore extraction shooter, so we're going to go to Arc Raiders. It's easy to hit a wall if you're not spending a lot of time, don't have consistent crew, or not super skilled. Okay, that's just a fucking skill issue. Listen, if Marathon bros are like, yo, I'm on, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm on their side on this one. That is the definition of a skill issue. Like, not spending a lot of time. You don't play an extraction shooter. You spend a lot of time and you die and you lose all your shit. I've had my ass obliterated and gone around 0 to hero with a pistol because I've lost all my shit. Now, am I out there playing Tarkov a lot? No, but it's still fucking fun, even if I get my ass handed to me. I don't know. It's just, it's kind of a, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to piss the other side of my audience off for once. They're like, yo, wait, hey, you're on our side. Why are you taking their side? Still figuring out the balance of the mix of bubbles, nade spam, and snipers can make it feel like every, you know, from the people who supposedly made Halo, you would think those developers would remember Halo 3, bubbles, nades, and snipers. The only thing you're missing is shotguns and swords. You would have Halo 3. Sometimes you don't want to sweat. That's what PV is for, by the way. I've been learning, we've been learning these lessons. We've also experimenting and observing some additional areas to help us explore avenues. Sponsored. Help create a more chill environment. Well, yeah, if you're just getting free shit, of course it does. Sponsor kits can be a good way to up the floor over the season and help recovery. Our matchmaking system needs different dimensions. In Season 1, they were focused on making sure players with less experience and knowledge were kept away from those with more. So, are they confirming skill-based matchmaking? Like, they're not, they're people like, hey, you're doing skill-based matchmaking. They're, no, it's a regional bug. It's a regional. You just said in Season, they were focused on making sure players were less experienced. What? Like, is this a full mask off? Am I surely I'm not the only one seeing this, right? This resulted in some good, which is newer players were protected for longer, and some bad, which is some unfortunate small pulling happening. So skill-based matchmaking, because that's what happens with skill-based matchmaking. We need to be careful. Am I getting gaslit? Am I getting, like, I don't play this game, but I swear to God I've kept up with, like, a lot of the chatter about it. Like, they said there was no skill-based matchmaking and that it was a regional bug, but then they go around and say, yeah, we have systems in place to keep newbies away from people with more experience. That is skill-based matchmaking. Why is no one talking about this point right here? We just kind of like, woo! Not, everything just like, it's all, hey! Wee! Is everyone so pissed off about the PvE, the fact that they're going to try to do PvE mode and make casualify the game, that they just, everyone's not noticing the, hey, red flag, there's skill-based matchmaking in this game, which makes no sense in an extraction shooter. We need to be careful with how many queues we're running. We added more queues, which inevitably split the population more and more. I mean, what? You run rank, and then you run a map that's on rotation. Where we want to go? Let's see. What's the bullshit? I better see a gripping experience of more mind-bending sci-fi. We want to continue evolving the challenge and intense experience that our players have come to love while learning further into the world we've created. It sounds like you're doing the reverse. You're making the game more casual than anything, but we want to build on with new content and systems that challenge you, yada yada, compete with one another in your quest to thrive in Tau City's deadly environments, new zones, new changes and variants, yada yada yada, and changes parts of the game that meaningfully help you re-examine what you already know. This seems like a lot of bullshit. Season 2 will be starting the journey with some new things we'll be adding to the mix, including a new dimension of challenge with Night Marsh, a new defensive runner shell sentinel, new weapons and equipment, a revamp to how you acquire runner shell stats to give you blah 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 blah. Okay, seems like a lot of blah blah. Beyond season 2, we're working on interesting. You know what? We'll worry about season 3 if it actually gets there. It looks like it might last about a year before it. You know, we'll see how much. Let's get through season 2, because a lot of people are putting all their eggs in the basket, saying season 2 is gonna change everything. That's generally what I have to say about that. I'm just gonna skip the bullshit. Like, you're counting the chickens before they hatch, essentially, with season 3, kiddos. More options to chill, new survival experiences. Let's just jump in. The second theme is about we want to evolve Marathon as a whole to experience where you can find more novel ways to play when you're stressed out from a nail-biting run, and run to cool off to have fun without stress. So play something that isn't an extraction shooter. Options where you can go full sweat or lean back and chill. This means new ways to play that accommodate different friend groups, moods, and time availability, allow you to experience the 2 modes. The experimental mode at the beginning of the season will focus more on PvE, but with a light touch of PvP. The second, what the fuck does that even mean? The second experimental mode will be a PvE only mode that focuses on crews being tasked with completing objectives together and making so group hug. Like, that's a term we talk about in Magic the Gathering, where you make a group hug deck, and you help everyone out, and essentially it benefits you to do so. In this case, they made group hug an extraction shooter mode. Like, I figured you'd be able to play solo, but they want you to play as a group. Okay. We'll continue to run experimental queues beyond these 2 offerings for season 2 and beyond, testing the waters around other mechanics, such as perhaps a more purely PvP focused mode with the potential. So a battle royale and what? Arena mode? Is this even an extraction shooter anymore? Now and after. To look more directly at our plans and goals for next year. Don't care. Okay, well, that pretty much is the juice of it. Yeah, they're trying to make it more extraction shootery. Now, let's look and see some comments. We'll look at the overall article, but let's look at some. We got Joker, the voice of God. Praise be. Marathon discourse is funny. People would rather see the game shut down than change. True. There's nothing more laughable than a marathon bro and a marathon bot that will sit there and say, people just don't understand. People just hate the game. If only people would give Marathon a shot, they would actually enjoy the game. Meanwhile, hey, can we change this so I can? No. But if we added no, if it was just a little no, go play a different game. Well, fuck you, I will. It's like, you can't tell someone that you just hate the game. If you only played it, you might like it. And then they say, hey, well, if you made these adjustments, and then you rail them for wanting adjustments or criticize anything about the game to improve it for you to actually want to play the game. And they're like, fuck you. Skill issue. Go play something else. Okay. They are. You can't make both statements. They can't be true. It's one or the other, kiddo. Choose a struggle. Choose a struggle. Here's the reality. Marathon has a $250 million dev bill. It has to become profitable. We know that's true. And it has shown it's worth a post-GTA reinvestment. Well, we'll see about how that turned out, kiddo. Sky Assassinino. Seeing people upset that they're experimenting with PvE. Why? Why do people not want them to at least give a mode that a lot of people have asked for a shot? I don't want to be doom and gloom, but the game does need to evolve one way or another. At least let them give it a shot. If the mode fails, it'll be removed. It does well, that'll be good for the overall health of the game. I could totally see being PvE mode being the de facto gear getting mode, building your loadout. Then they could have an actual arena PvP mode. And at this point, is it an extraction shooter anymore? Because it's catering to an audience that doesn't actually exist. Just, you know what? Based. I would usually be the person to argue and say, no, come on, that's stupid. But really, the audience, it's a catch 22, right? You have a dwindling audience already, but the ones that you stay are dedicated. You want to get more fish in the net, so you widen the net in hopes that you get him. But that audience the fish may not be out there, right? You're throwing it into the pond, hoping you get some more fish, but those fish just may not exist. No matter what you do, you may never catch more fish with the different nets you're throwing out. So this is actually a fair statement. Do you take the chance to ruin the game that your most dedicated player base has? This is just what happened with Destiny, by the way. This is exactly what happened to Destiny. Destiny was good. They needed more audience. They cast their nets. I mean, granted, they did more than that. They also sunsetted the new player experience, removed a bunch of paid content, and the quality and everything that they put into the game went down the drain because they took all the developers' resources and put it over Marathon. So there's a little bit more, there's more going on in that conversation, but generally it is what happened with Destiny with the Portal. The Portal's a perfect example where they bastardized and casualized and made the game for everyone. And that's kind of what it seems like is happening with Marathon, is they're trying to make it a game for everyone. And you're gonna piss someone off. Mostly your dedicated fan base. I'm down for them to try whatever. Hope it's good. I don't know if the PvE in this game is good enough to support that, but if they cook up something interesting, enemies to fight, it could be cool. Because adding PvE puts it on a course for Marathon to become another Destiny. Does it really? You're starting adding PvE modes, then what does that do for loot? Do you keep the higher tier loot in the PvP mode? Casual players will only complain that you have to sweat and don't play PvP. I asked for solo PvE mode. It's teams only, so even if I want to play anymore, which I don't, this isn't going to bring me back. Yeah, that's what I figured. A lot of people don't want to play in groups. They're like, especially if you're fighting over loot, they're not going to want that. Bungie adding PvE. You know what? we disagree a lot, but sometimes, you know what? You got to give Winter, you got to give them the chef's kiss, right? You got to give them the chef's kiss, because the memes, you have to go black. Bungie, they probably got an ultimatum. Prepare to see some desperate, crazy stuff. Season 3-5 is going to be interesting. I think this is the only way. I didn't like the idea of PvE only stuff in Marathon when it released, but people really want it and don't want this game to die. Yeah, personally, I don't give a fuck as long as it doesn't hurt the economy or anything. I just want to use this GIF. Yeah, it's... it started the inevitable divide between the hardcore PvPers and the more casual audience of Marathon over the new PvE mode has begun. And by the way, if more people actually do buy into it, and I don't think they will, but if more people buy into Marathon for the PvE, it will cause a bigger rift between the people in the community. To be clear, I'm in the middle of the road, guys. I play what I want when I'm in the mood, and PvE mode sounds delightful when I want to experience the world of Marathon. Chill out and play with my wife. Regular Marathon for when I'm feeling the murder. The game can exist to make both sides happy. But this is a good argument that I want to bring up. You know, let's have this argument. The game can exist and make both sides happy. But can it with Bungie? Other developers, you might be able to make that argument. But Bungie has a history where they have never really balanced two different modes correctly, which is one of the arguments that people have used as to why there shouldn't be a PvE mode in Warframe Marathon, because Bungie has shown they're incapable of doing so. And here's the deal. This is an experiment, so maybe this is the time to put it to the test. I don't think the hardcores understand that PvE mode players are people who weren't engaging with the game in the first place. This is true. But you're also gambling on your wasting resources and time to try to pull more people in, to thinking that the fish of the people who wouldn't play your game would play your game if it was PvE. I know there are some. There are definitely people out there that absolutely would play this game if it was PvE, or had PvE. Whether it's enough, I don't know. God forbid the devs want the game to have a single chance to survive. Personally, I don't play Marathon, but in my opinion, if a game doesn't have a no PvP mode at launch, it should never be added. Ooh. If more hardcore PvPers show up, this might not even be a thing. There are different experiences to be had, man. Trust me, the queues can't possibly get longer in extraction modes. It's definitely time for PvE options in this cutthroat-ass game. Let different people enjoy this game, man. Okay, let's keep going. The Marathon community is why I don't play anymore, mind you. The community I really wanted to be a part of at some point. It's very surprising. It's pretty similar to most gaming communities. That's cope. It's even more positive as a smaller group passionate. Bungie's communities have a very toxic side that's just annoying as hell. I wish I had the Scarrow tweet. I don't have it. I unbookmarked it, but I need to find it and save it. This is why people will probably never engage with Marathon, because Bungie communities have a very, very toxic side that's just annoying as hell. They're not intelligent. They're not smart. Sometimes you can have fun and laugh at them, but then there's times where the joke, like you keep saying the joke over and over again, it no longer is funny and it becomes annoying. Well, the joke is the toxic part of the Bungie community. Like, just the joke needs it just end it. Are they that bad? Yes. Yes. And you're one of them. You're go back to OnlyFans. Delrith. Let's see. I don't think I've seen a game start to change its core identity faster. True. Marathon has completely started changing itself. It's no longer like what people bought into. People can't even argue now if Bungie screwed up making an insanely hardcore PvP focused game, because Bungie themselves are admitting they screwed up by shifting to PvE modes in Marathon after explicitly saying it wasn't that kind of game. Ha! Ha! Isn't that, it's so ironic that we've gone full circle. Before long, they're gonna start making sexy skins for robots. I doubt it, but it would be so fucking funny if they did. It'd be so fucking funny if they did. Oh, the moment that there's a robot that shows cleavage, I'm going to make a joke about it every damn time I see it. I totally understand that there's people who generally enjoy Marathon's PvP and core loop. That's awesome for you. I appreciate that. I'm referring to more so that most of Bungie's entire dedicated fan base is PvE oriented. And we're begging and telling Bungie for years with Marathon that it wouldn't appeal to them. True. Bungie, of course, didn't listen, which is just on brand for Bungie. You can't say Bungie without didn't hear you. Now that the numbers are visible, like, oh shit, turn out people know what they like. Yeah, it turns out they know exactly what they fucking like. Man, I wish I could burn hundreds of millions of dollars and years of development to learn something that people told me before I started. Learning something that I already had the data to see. I want the best for Bungie, but man, there's not enough people making decisions getting fired. You should hear how upset some of the developers internally are about leadership decisions. It's rough, dude. Which is true. We know that the leadership is toxic. It's the boy band, the boy group, whatever. The C-suite is literally cancer. We've known for years, and it's constantly come out how toxic it is. Which, by the way, there's still the rumors that they're going to jump ship this summer. We're going to see if that's true. I want the best for Bungie. Yeah, I mean, I want the best for the developers that are good. I want the developers that are the reason. By the way, Pete Parsons is not the reason for every little decision that happens in the company. For every developmental thing that happens, someone made a decision that wasn't Pete. And those people, when they make shitty decisions, whether developer or above, like a manager, at some point, you gotta say, you fucking suck at your job. Get the fuck out. Homie devs who follow me, sorry, you've got brick walls, boss. Also, this is a good thing. Just to clarify, I'll open the game up for more people. It'll open up, sorry. Hopefully. Thing is, they labeled an experimental PvP mode, so it sure will draw in players for a bit, but most Bungie things are usually best left to cook for a while. So those people who do come will get some half-baked mode that will just get more complaints, and I told you so's. I mean, it's not going to be Destiny. It's just going to be a way to grind levels with less stress. Maybe some of the will make the jump and help the player pool. This is what I'm saying when I say you are killing your own game. Guys, you would love Marathon. Oh, really? Oh, so the community's chill. Well, no, if you're just a pussy. From Destiny 2. Bro, my favorite Bungie game was Halo 3. Reach. Best game ever. Halo Reach? Halo 3, then Reach. Sorry, Halo 3 is my baby. I had hundreds of hours in PvP. Same. If there was a game that I was ever good at and actually had potential, was Halo 3. Now I'm washed. I mean, I was washed, like, I did all right with Halo Reach. After Halo Reach, I became washed. And then Destiny, I was all right. Destiny, I was very average. I'm still very average in Destiny PvP. Though PvP is just ability spam. It's not even gunplay anymore. Ugh. I don't know why the Destiny fans use Twitter as their live journal to tell the world how big and bad Marathon is toward and different from Destiny. Just like, go play Destiny. You know, this is what I'm talking about when I say people contradict themselves, and I swear this dumb. Actually, you need to just say actually fucking stupid, because you're actually fucking stupid. This is what I'm talking about. Guys, if only you like our game, you would give it a chance. Meanwhile, why did you talk about the game? Like, you get crazy, you want to talk about PvE in my game? Go play Destiny! You wonder why some indie side scroller has more fucking population than your fucking extraction shooter. God damn. It's not dudes with Steam charts that's killing it. It's dumb bitches like this that is killing the game. You could say how annoying it is to Steam charts, But what's really annoying is when you have insufferable assholes like this, that they're not even funny, they're just fucking annoying. Adding a PvP mode like this, insulting their mothers. If they ever muster up the kind of respect with the way they bitch and moan all the time. Bad breakup vibes. Damn. Let's see. Let's see what the quotes are before we end this video. Marathon will have a PvE experimental mode. Honestly, faster than I thought would happen. Oh, shit. Let's see what people are saying. Could this being a potential arena mode? Yes, someone caught on to that. Yeah, I said the same shit. Looks like you figure out the winning formula. Yeah, just become arc raiders. That's what you gotta do, become arc raiders. Now don't virtue signal June, give us a waifu and I'll try it. Wait, what the fuck? Yeah, we're gonna get sexy robot next. Sounds great already. PvE, wow, that pull a ton of people, and if it's good, wow. I just want to see the marathon bot accounts. I just want to see. I just want to see something. I just want to see. Crazy how they don't see any of the marathon bots in this comment section. Let's see. I'm sure they were. And I go to Paul Tassi because if there's something I've learned, the Bungie bros, the mentally ill Twitter, the ones that are, you know, unhinged, gravitate to Paul Tassi's comments. Most annoying people in the world are going to be furious about this. Yes. Holy fuck, they saved it. I'm no longer mentally ill. People will be saying that Bungie is backing off its vision because of metrics. Meanwhile, I'm fully fucking interested in the game now. People are going to bitch about this, but honestly, this is the only way. I'm generally so much more interested in the marathon. Hey, it's working. If Bungie could go through a dev cycle without shitting the bed constantly, it would have released the game with a PvE mode. Eyebrow raised. Oh, best move they could do. Okay. Holy shit, more than one game mode. We're back. They all do it. Bungie already sold the audience out. They're catering to the Care Bears. Welcome. You got Arc Raiders. Now you have Art Raiders. Yay! It's the prophecy is complete. We have two Raiders now. We have Art Raiders and Arc Raiders. They're both the same. No. Homeless Destiny players rejoice. If they expand Marathon to a full game experience, I will buy it. This annoys me greatly. I told you all this will become Destiny 3.0. Oh, what happened to hardcore strategy shooter? Now they want to move to Destiny. I love the comment section. Oh, I could spend an hour going through these. It's the hardcore PvP game purists right now. No, please. Yep. So there's going to make a Destiny version of their new game. The game is 100 times better than Arc Raiders. I'll have your back. Keep cooking. No. It is Arc Raiders now. I swear to God, if people whine about no PvP only stuff being in the game, don't bother play it. Curious how this will play personally, because I find PvP part of the game boring as fuck. Like, we'll see. I'll probably pick it up. Didn't have enough time to get good at PvP. Let's see. LMFO. This will be the best thing for the game. Make weekends free. Saw this coming. Everyone did. It's so fucking over, dude. One day they'll write stories and songs about Season 1 players. I can never play another game again if I also have an option for a PvE only mode. When I want PvE, Division, and formerly Destiny 2. Destiny 2 mode, lol. So they're in danger. I'm in danger. There is a chance. Let's see if this draws new players. Jesus Christ, why they do this shit? It's so fascinating. I love it. Oh, look at it. Okay, what the fuck? This is good. Is that PvE marathon? Hello, I'm back. Good reflection. Okay, more Bungie actual employees. Nothing but respect to my goat. I know people don't want to hear this, but you know, wasn't J-Man one of the purists talking about how Marathon was the hardcore strategy shooter? Could be fucking wrong. Don't know. There was a tremendous amount of doubts when he took over, but most notably being the best decision. Oh, whatever. Super happy to hear about the future marathons. I'm almost certain this was another purist. It's crazy seeing these people that were always diehard telling people to get good. This is a hardcore strategy shooter. And Bungie goes and makes Arc Raiders. Experimental PvP mode incoming with season. Oh, no negativity from you. It's always, they never bite the hand of Bungie. Never. I guarantee this is the most slapstick generic response because they don't want to say what they're really thinking because it would break the persona. It would break the loyalty. Say it with your chest. You know you want to say it. You say, Bungie, this is some baby back bullshit. I want my hardcore game. I don't want any baby back bullshit. Say it with your chest. Come on, Rook. I know you want to say it. Tell them how hard you are, how angry you are. You just want to violently jerk off to marathon porn in the corner. I joke. They're already doing that. He's second experiment mode. I guess they meant the second experiment mode with a PV only mode that focuses on crews being tasked. Yo, Arc Raider fans, we get in a PV mode only for you chill dads. Hey, you know what? Shout out to this person. They know what they need to do to bring in the vibes. Marathon isn't going anywhere. They've already planned up to season 5 beyond. Yeah, so did High Guard. We shall see. Marathon is saying a PV mode in season 2 because it's very obvious PV will only cause this game to die. What do you think? Jesus is huge. Lots to talk about the podcast. Just really strong comms from the team. I mean, it's just such a dramatic change. And the fact no one's talking about the skill-based matchmaking being mentioned. They just like full on mask off. No one's talking about that. It's all PvE. No one is saying anything about the skill-based matchmaking. I'm convinced the extraction shooter model cannot last by design. It can't. I wish D2 game director would drop something like this. Oh, Justin Truman's working on his car collection. He's another white bald dude that's trying to, work on those exotic cars. Marathon will receive an experimental PV mode in season 2. I'm so hyped. PV only experiment coming to Marathon 2. Will this make you try the game? No. Now, if it's an actual permanent mode and I could fight the compiler like a strike, like solo the compiler, like the PvE wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I had fun with it. Remember when I said Marathon needs more casual-friendly game modes like PvE only mode if it wants to survive for long-term and got attacked by basement-dwelling PvP sweatlords? Looks like Bungie's actually agreeing with my assessment. Except they're not. They're agreeing with Bungie currently and saying W because they don't want to buy. They don't want to. They got to keep the mask on. They got to be the loyal ball fondlers. That's when you know these people have mental illnesses. Is that when they preach one thing and then Bungie says, "Nah, bitch, we're doing something else." They're like, "W." Bitch, be mad. It's okay to be mad. Like doormats is the same shit that happened in Destiny. Like have a fucking spine. Grow a pair of balls. Do something. Shit. PV only mode. If you don't, they're gonna bastardize the game that you love, and I can see it a mile away. Lock it in. I'm gonna try to remember this video. Lock it in. This is my warning to the most dedicated niche Marathon fanboys. You like the purity of your game. You like the way it is. If you don't want it to be bastardized like they did Destiny 2, you need to start putting your foot down. Just telling you now. Telling you for your benefit. From someone that had Stockholm Syndrome for Destiny 2. Telling you. Yeah, pretty good posts. Will admit they seem pretty locked in on all types of feedback. Yep. I mean, anything at this point, they have no choice. Let's get this straight. People think that this team is doing it out of sheer like we're wanting to make a great game. No, they have no choice. Like you don't lose your value of a company of almost $1 billion and sit there and not do anything. Like Sony's got a gun shoved right in between their cheeks and they're ready to pull the trigger if Bungie fucks up. They have no choice but to throw everything at the fucking wall and see if it sticks. Because if not, they've got a gun pointed up their asshole. That's so sexy. Wasn't this person also like, I'm seeing so many familiar people that were like purist and now they're like, oh, Bungie, you taste so good. Oh yeah, Bungie, you taste so good. Oh, it's just so good. Anyways, I don't see any other like accounts. Like, I see a lot of people that like several accounts that block me, and good thing because they're from the Bungie bro community, and that's great. I love seeing that people block me because that means I don't have to worry about those dipshits. Anyways, yeah, a lot of mixed feelings on this. Let me know what you think. Are you going to get Marathon now? I'm not. Anyways, let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you next time. By the way, we're gonna have a double video today. If you stuck around, you get a little insight. It's a long video, but you're gonna get a very baby short video later. Okay? See you. Bye. Adios, amigos. I'll see you in the next one. Game out.